generator friends, and welcome to your reading for the week of August 26, 2024. However, if you're stumbling across this reading after that, just know that you are in the right place. As with all readings, take what serves you and leave what doesn't. One of the most beautiful things about being human is that we have free will choice. So no matter what messages the universe has for us, we can always change that within our personal reality. Okay, so today we're going to do a pretty quick one. I'll pull one Power Animal Oracle card from the Stephen D. Farmer PhD deck. Then I will pull a Moonology Manifestation Oracle card from Yasmin Boland. And then I'll pull a minimum of 3 tarot. We will do situation, obstacle, advice, and then see if we need any type of clarity. All right, so let's get started. We'll start with our power animal. Oh, there we go. It's Dragonfly. We have a jumper, people. Okay, so generators, we have Dragonfly, illusion, know who you really are. And it's so interesting, as generators, it is so important that you deconstruct the social conditioning that you've had throughout your life, because you've likely been rewarded over and over and over again because you're so good at generating energy, right? So Dragonfly is asking you to go, stop, wait a second. Let's take a moment here and see, am I doing something because I really love it, or it's because of who I really am? Or am I doing something because it feels good to be rewarded for it externally? Okay, so this is the message that Dragonfly has for you right now, generator, and I love it. So much about human design for me is the unraveling and untangling of the social conditioning that we are all raised with, right? We are all raised with it. And when we start to pick that apart and separate it, we can find out who we really are, who we're supposed to be, and then live more in alignment with our universal stamp. I mean, hey, awesome. Okay, so Dragonfly is saying, let's pay attention to who you really are. Now, let's shift over to our Moonology. This is the first deck I ever got, and I love it. As I will say many times, I'm a manifester, and manifestation has been on purpose, right? We are manifesting everything all the time. But when you start to do it intentionally and with purpose, woo, wow, do things change. Okay, so let's see. Actually, I want this one. Okay. We have full moon in Scorpio, and we want to break through the tension. There's actually a lot more detail on this card than usual. Okay, so want to say, so we've got the Scorpion, it says breathe through the tension. So generator, if there is an event this week that is causing tension for you, whether it's in the workplace, in your relationship, with your friend group, with your family, it doesn't really matter, right? There can be tension sometimes in our relationships and in our situations. We can't escape it, right? Like, if you ain't got problems, you're dead. So it's important that we actually recognize that when things do seem a little tense, we're actually given this opportunity to learn and to grow. However, in that moment, right, it might seem, okay, so what we want to do is do some of those deep breaths, whatever feels safe for you, in terms of some breathing. But this is to slow down, okay? So slow down, especially, you know what? If you are perhaps standing up for yourself a little bit more because you're like, okay, wait a tick, I don't want to be on somebody else's timeline, on somebody else's schedule, on somebody else's program, okay? Then that might cause a little bit of tension. But this card is telling you to stay strong through that and hold your ground and hold your boundaries. Now, it's a full moon card, which means, we're at the end of our the manifestation cycle. Many of us do new moon rituals, full moon rituals. I love them. To be honest, don't do them every month. But when I do, I am just so thrilled. I love actually doing the new moon. And then as the moon starts to show itself throughout the next 28 days, you actually get to see your manifestations. It's like it's taking steps towards it. I love it. Okay, so we want to breathe through the tension if we are feeling it. We want to be using our heart energy, right? And also staying grounded. There's a lot of like heart grounded energy here in terms of our chakras. Okay, well, let's see what the tarot has to say about this. All right. Generators. Okay, so we will do situation, obstacle, advice. Starting with some small readings as I get used to this whole YouTube thing. Ooh, okay. Alrighty, situation. We have the 8 of Pentacles, obstacle, the Knight of Wands, and advice is the Ace of Wands. Wow, okay. So with this, so our situation. All right, so the 8 of Pentacles, lovely card, okay? It's a card of, it's like of working hard. And I'll tell you, it's a card about the grind, generator. And if any of the human design types know about the grind, baby, it's you. All right, so our situation is very likely that you have been working too hard. I'm going to say on somebody else's agenda, okay? So I'm not saying, I am certainly not telling you to quit your job. I am telling you that the cards are saying that it's important that you analyze what's going on so that you can see things a bit more clearly. All right, so we have that you have been working hard, you have, you're getting this person, like, and it's rewarding you, okay? So it's rewarding you both financially and in terms of the rewards that you get as a generator for working really hard, right? Because as a generator, like when you're doing the things that you love, it's like you have this motor that goes on and on and on and on and on and on. You like get lost in it. You have all this energy for it. But when you're doing things that you don't enjoy, and you should be doing that, right? Like the things we want you to do that because then you create all of this extra energy for the rest of us that we need to get our stuff done, right? But you only create it when you're doing something you love. So if your workplace isn't something that you love, it's really important that in your spare time, free time, leisure time, whatever, that you do those things that you love because we need you to do it, okay? So situation is 8 of Pentacles. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so the Knights are always about movement, right? They are like the chariots of the people cards, okay? And so, but with the Knight of Wands, there's a take action kind of, like it's time to take some action. I'm going to actually clarify this one in a minute because I love clarifying the Knights, okay? So we've seen him, the Knight he's pretty charming, okay? So our obstacle might be that maybe there is somebody quite charming in your life that is influencing you that maybe is hiding here, okay? So this is what I am getting from that. Yeah, actually, let's do Knight of Wands again, okay? So tell us more about the Knight of Wands, okay? So we've got movement. There's somebody kind of like charming, influencing the situation. Maybe you're staying because there's somebody at work, be it a coworker, a boss, or whoever, somebody you work with, who is worth staying for. That could be possible. Okay, let's see. Tell me more about the Knight of Wands. Oh, okay. You have a decision to make, okay? And there is something, it's not obvious, okay? So this can be some this or that thinking. If I make a choice one way, I can't have the other, which is very often untrue. There's something, the moon is always something like there's a bit of an illusion. There's something going on in the background with this decision that you don't know yet. So it's important that you uncover that. So you're being asked to make this decision quickly, but you don't have to, okay? But when you do, you will end up with, the advice here is that it will like birth like a new, a new passion for you, okay? So it's also a yes card. So the answer to your decision is yes, right? And then it's like, what? This is like The Ace of Wands is like a magic wand, right? And it's asking you now, what will you create? So as you start to figure out who you really are, right? And use your body. Actually, I really like this. Okay, use your body, that breath. Okay, use that breath to help you kind of slow down. Okay, you don't need to rush, Mr., Mrs., they charmer, okay, or whatever this is, this influential person who is saying maybe you should stay here instead of going here, okay, there's something else underneath, okay? So it's important that you take that time to breathe through the tension of making this decision. And then, but once you do, what are you going to create, right? What are you going to start putting your energy into to help expand this? And then also to help the rest of us with that generation of energy that you are so born to do. All right. Thank you for the reading this week. I hope you found some value in it. If you, please tell, I'd love to hear like some feedback, as well as like, please comment below, like, when did you discover human design? When did you, how has it changed your life knowing that you're a generator? And what more can you see for yourself? All right. I hope you have a wonderful week, and bye.